Well, hello and welcome. We got ourselves a student expose today, and student has played rather well, 84%, but his opponent played a 91er. So, very, very impressive play from these 1100ers. Let's have a look at the game. So, student is white and plays this Sicilian opening, doing his regular stuff. A double move is almost never a good thing. Like to move the same piece twice, you got to really be a pro to do that. But okay, maybe you are. Maybe you are. I don't know. If Magnus had done that, I'd be praising the shit out of it. I can tell you that much. Truly, truly. Because then the whole thing would be like you assume it has to be a great move. Okay. So standard opening, but losing the center here, just losing a central pawn, and it's a huge pawn to lose. You lose a central pawn, it's a huge blow to your middle stump, man. You can't just. So that's the pitfall with early knight bd2. Actually, you see the game point was right here, right? This is where you make the bishop an inward piece and create complexities in some way for yourself. So at this point in the game, I don't know what could be better, but let's see what AI thought. AI thinks just simply this is better. It's kind of like a waiting move. You're waiting a little bit. Because I think this created subtle problems for you, especially when you decided to break after. I think you shouldn't have decided to break. Instead, A4, harassing the knight, oftentimes a really solid idea when opponent's knight is either on B or G file and B6 or G6. And very often these kind of moves are a great way to maneuver the pawn structure of the game in your favor, basically. So now when you've broken down in the middle, it's a very tight hold here. This is not an easy position to play because your knight is actually fixed to the defense. So here's where you needed to invest a move in something like rook e1. That would have left you off the hook, or otherwise, as the AI was thinking, b3 to develop your bishop differently. Then rook c1. Yeah, play normal stuff. Normal stuff. This is what normal would look like. Yeah. Eventually knight here and possibly there. Or maybe before going there, you could consider trying to trade off the bishops, but while holding on to this pawn. And after trading off the bishops, then get the knight in there. I don't know, all sorts of ideas like this. But okay, but now we blundered the middle stump, and now you got to fight back. Now, how do you fight back effectively? I don't know. It's only one pawn down, so materialistically, it's not a big deal. But as you can see, the computer eval thinks this is destroyed. It's just destroyed. Now, one thing he has left you is possibility to challenge the open file. So I definitely think rook c1 was choice move there, but I guess even knight c5 is pretty decent. This one, maybe if there's a plan to come here, I'm not sure. An even trade of pieces. I think this is worth taking even, and then getting the rook in here. That's what I would think. And you've gone for that. Now, which rook do you get? Well, you picked the same one that I picked in my simulation, so maybe we can't fault you. It's hard to know which is the best and why. Let's see if AI actually has some way of helping us understand it. Very technical detail. Okay, so you see where it goes in the computer line. Now in your line, somehow the dynamics are different in this manner. I don't understand exactly why. All right. I may not be a smart man, but I know what chess is. All right. So we got challenge of the file, and now we have this move. It's a enigmatic move. I wonder how long you took to play it. Okay, you took about a minute and a half, and of course it's out there. It's out there, and I think it's a pretty fine move in many ways because you're asking questions. Oh, but the problem is this. That's the problem. And it's also that the whole thing has become really, really hard. But you get a little bit of a chance here, maybe. No, you needed to play b3 first. That's the only way. You're behind now materially, right? You acknowledge that. So you can't just have simple trades when you're behind like this. You have to play b3. You have to play b3, and what's the follow-up? Yeah, this got way more spice. Yeah, this you can definitely hold. This you can definitely hold and draw. I believe this game you can draw. But by offering the knight trade, it's just now too easy. It's just child's play, as they say. It's child's play. Nah, nah. Why? Now when you got your chance, you deliver check first, but no, you're not even seeing the simple tactics. That if you're gonna play on, if you're gonna fight for it, then you gotta see this kind of a tactic ASAP. You just couldn't wait to deliver check. I see how much time you spent on this. It's like, okay, playing very quickly in these parts of the game. You shouldn't be taking so little time here, firstly. It's very tricky, and endgame is always hard. You should. Uh, I'm not saying it's easy, but yeah, that's why you should take your time. But now you got to see this kind of bishop pin move. And the rook check actually spoils it, because now if you were to do the bishop in, he can get away from it with a check and then move his other rook away somewhere. So, but you do manage it from a different direction somehow. And you can now fight for something, but there's really nothing. It's just too straightforward. He's given you a semblance of a chance, but now with these 2 pawns there, there's just no hope, because you can't capture either one. All right. Well, that's an interesting game. An interesting game. I wonder what you can really take away from it. Yeah, central pawn is super important. You can't just. You have to really. You can't allow central pawn to fall. That's too amateur to take your game to the next level. That's like one of the must-dos. What else? Tactic. Okay, it's a forgivable error. It's a forgivable error. And when you're behind, you got to play the spice in. So don't allow the knights to get traded off like this. That's another key lesson. Yeah. Okay. And tactical eye. Cheers.